Hello and welcome. I'm Aarti Krishnan. I have with me my colleague Devika Chopra. We're going to take you through the 10 big takeaways of the Congress's sweep of Karnataka this time. The first one being strong local leadership and unignorable factor in the state polls. Why do you think that is, Devika?
What happened this time around in Karnataka, Aarti, we saw that the Congress party really placed all of their faith in the hands of DK Shivkumar, and of course he had a lot of support and backing from Siddaramaiah, also Mallikarjun Kharge, who also hails from the state, right? So it has really delivered for them. The fact that they've trusted a strong local leader to understand what is the atmosphere in the state, what is it that the voter is thinking, what are the changes that the voter wants. They have the best connect. So the Congress really relied heavily on DK Shivkumar to devise the Karnataka plan, and the numbers are clear, he's delivered.
Right. Secondly, there's also been less infighting, and that's just increased their poll prospects.
Absolutely. So when we talk about infighting, quite interestingly, as we're analyzing Karnataka, we see the infighting in Rajasthan now coming to the surface slowly. So one can expect that before the Rajasthan elections, this sort of infighting will dent the image of the Congress party in Rajasthan. But in Karnataka, like I said, we saw Siddaramaiah, he's been a former chief minister, but he also announced that, okay, this is my last election, I will be retiring soon. So he has also, in a very graceful way, paved the way for certain other leaders. I'm not saying DK Shivkumar will certainly become the chief minister, but he's left that space empty, and of course the Congress party is saying that they will discuss the options and they'll take a consensus and everything. But largely people have expressed their ambitions to be chief minister, but nobody has publicly threatened that I will move away from the party if you don't make me chief minister, if this some other person becomes chief minister. We've not seen that, and that's clearly worked in the Congress's favor.
And thirdly, like you said, talking about things working in the Congress' favor, also the fact that they've not relied on Modi versus Rahul for their tactics. This time they've made it all about local issues.
Absolutely. That has 100% been a master plan by the Congress as far as Karnataka is concerned. They said we're not going to bring up, for example, the Hindenburg report, Earlier we used to see in elections, Congress party in any other state, they would go and talk about Rafale. Now that didn't connect with the people at all, right? That doesn't resonate on the local level. But here, because DK Shivkumar was leading the campaign, he said we will focus only on anti-incumbency and we'll focus on corruption majorly. Let's go all out on corruption, the 40% Sarkara, the PCM campaign. So they focused on local issues, and that's worked.
Right, and talking about how the BJP's failures in some ways has helped the Congress, BSY has in fact not been able to hold the Lingayat votes this time.
Absolutely, Lingayat vote, and the fact that B.S. Yediyurappa announced his exit from politics just in February this year. Had he done it last year, maybe that would have given the time to the BJP to figure out who's going to fill that void. Maybe they would have then propped up his son. His son has managed to keep the bastion, to keep the family bastion, but he's not a sudden, replacement, can't be seen as a sudden replacement for Yediyurappa. He's a very important leader in Karnataka. So his exit somewhere so close to polls did shake it up for the BJP a little, because as far as Basavaraj Bommai is concerned, he did try his best to hold the fort down, but he doesn't have as much clout as B.S. Yediyurappa. So that somewhere really shook the ground, for the BJP, and they were not able to really convince the voter, the Lingayat vote bank, that we still have crucial Lingayat faces, and that's why you should vote for us.
Now stepping back a bit from Karnataka, do you think on the national stage, when Congress is the second largest party, it still has chances of a comeback in those states?
This is a very interesting data point, Aarti, that was given to us by a former Congress leader himself. Okay, he came and he said that historically we've noticed that in any state where the Congress party becomes number 3, they've never managed to come back to power. Okay, as soon as they're replaced by a regional party, or for example an Aam Aadmi party, say in Punjab, right? The Congress party really then struggles to come back to power. That they've proven, this theory has been proven in Karnataka, where the Congress party was not number 3. JDS was number 3 all along, and Congress party was still in the second place. So they've actually managed to now come back to the number 1 position.
Again, talking about national politics, do you think they've successfully not made the Karnataka elections about a Rahul versus Modi that they've done earlier?
And I think they've learned from what they've done earlier, right? They've realized that the moment you pit anybody from the Congress, it could be a Rahul Gandhi, it could be a Sonia Gandhi, it could be a Priyanka Gandhi, if you put them against Narendra Modi, at the national level, there is still no leader who has the sort of clout and popularity that the Prime Minister does. So it's better for state elections to focus literally on local issues, to let the voter know that your local leadership is what is important, and we will only push faces from Karnataka, we will only prop up faces from Karnataka, rather than making this about who's a better leader, Rahul Gandhi or Narendra Modi, because they've realized that as far as the state level is concerned, it probably doesn't matter.
That's not working, right. Now, there's a common perception that, say, if in Tamil Nadu there's DMK and AIDMK, in the West Bengal there is Trinamool Congress, and, in Karnataka there's JDS, but do you think Congress has successfully managed to bust the myth that regional parties will anyway have a stronghold and they have an advantage in the state?
See, when we talk about other states, Aarti, for example, as you mentioned, Tamil Nadu or West Bengal, the regional parties there, it's the BJP and the Congress that have not managed to, for many years now, break the momentum of the regional parties. But when we talk about Karnataka, JDS has not had a very good record. The last time they came to power solo was not even in this century, right? They came in the 90s, in the 80s. So, given that, the JDS has for a long time been relying on the fact that, okay, if we're not kings, we'll still be kingmaker, right? Just 2 days ago, H.D. Kumaraswamy said that no government will be formed in Karnataka without our support. So they've actually been relying on the fact that either the BJP will fall short of the 113 mark or Congress will, and then of course, who will they go to? They'll come to us. So that's why perhaps the JDS has somewhere failed in understanding that they also need to make a great effort. Okay, they need to put in an effort. They also need to present a plan. They can't just, they've been happy with these 20, 30 seats that they get, hoping that, okay, somebody will fall short and we'll be able to come into power. But Congress has once again with the numbers proven that, listen, we don't necessarily need you.
Right, and the JDS in fact has had its worst performance this time around. Talking about effort, do you think the BJP should have focused more on local issues that would have probably garnered them a better advantage over the Congress?
Yes, one can say that maybe if they had focused on beating the anti-incumbency and corruption narrative that the Congress party had created. Congress was really successful in creating that perception that the BJP is a corrupt party that has not been able to deliver its promises to Karnataka. If they had managed to break that by presenting some sort of a change, they tried to do that with the younger leaders they tried to bring in, but again, they didn't resonate, I guess, with the people. It was too short a time to prop up new leaders and for those leaders to then create their own bases amongst the people, right? If they'd done that, maybe it would have worked in their favor, because one thing that the BJP definitely can learn from this entire Karnataka election is that you can't just rely on Prime Minister Modi to then come in and hold campaigns for 6 months and for him to hold his road shows. What PM Modi can do is he can give you that extra push that you need to cross and reach a comfortable majority, but he can't win the elections always for you.
Right. Now talking about, okay, Congress has had a sweep in Karnataka, but do you think now Rahul's best bet is an organizational revival that then puts the Congress on top of its game even on the national level?
If there is something that the Congress party can learn from these elections is that they really need to focus on propping up their state leaders, right? Really putting a lot of faith in the state leaders and also backing them up. A great example is in the unity that a Siddharamaiah and a DK Shivkumar have presented to the people of Karnataka, and it's worked in the Congress's favor. Like I mentioned the Rajasthan example earlier, we see those tensions now coming out. So it would be in the benefit of a Rahul Gandhi and a Sonia Gandhi and a Mallikarjun Kharge to sit down and figure out how is it that we can bring the same positivity and unity to other to the other states, and that will maybe help sort of settle down the tensions and give them the time that they need, Aarti, because we're 1 year away from the Lok Sabha elections. So this is the time for the Congress party to really sit down and iron out any differences that are arising between state leaders.
Right. Well, those were the big takeaways from the Karnataka election for the Congress and what the BJP did wrong as well. Continue watching NewsX live on TV as well as tracking our social media for latest updates.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.